Hello there, welcome to another edition of Baywatch. Here we talk about matters of love, relationship, marriage, and even sex. If you haven't watched any of my videos, maybe this is the first time you're here, please click on the subscribe button. Please subscribe, okay? Click the notification bell so you can get more videos from us, all right? And don't forget to leave us a comment on the comment section. Let us know what you think about everything we are discussing here on Baywatch. I have an interesting question for you today, or will I say an interesting topic for you today. So stay with me, I'll be right back. Welcome back. Today, all over social media, one of the things that is trending is the rate of abusive relationships, either dating relationships or even marriage relationships. It's amazing. You would think that this period of lockdown, bringing couples to spend more time together at home, should enhance relationships, should grow marriages, but the reverse has been the case of late. Almost every day I go online, I go on social media, there's one terrible negative video making the rounds of a man abusing or battering the wife, sometimes even murdering. It's amazing. Did you see the video of the man somewhere here in Nigeria that murdered his wife gruesomely by pulling out her hairs? It's amazing. And then stabbed her about 7 times, including on her eyes. And then when he was done, he took, I think, 2 bottles of poison or so, and ended his own life. Amazing. All because he suspected that one of his kids was not his. Okay, I think there was even a DNA test when they were going for visa interviews, and it turned out the second child or so was not his. And the best way to take it out was to murder the wife. And when I read the comments of people, most people were so angry. He went out too easy, drinking poison, taking poison. They wish he had stayed longer so that he could face the kind of pain that the wife faced. People were asking, so what's going to happen to the kids? Amazing. Right now, we may not have all the answers. We may not be able to, have all the answers. But there's one thing that is certain. Women, and even sometimes men, are facing severe abuse in marriage. Physical, verbal, emotional, psychological, and most times these cases are leading to fatalities. Did you also see a video that was making the rounds on social media of a man, I don't know which part of the world, obviously it was a black man in that video, who was using a pressing iron to bash his wife's head about twice before the woman was able to, make a run for maybe the toilet or so. Several videos like this keep coming up. Sad stories there are, and there are many more. And you know how negative stories tend to make the rounds every day. But why am I here today? Are there ways to spot abusive relationships before they mature into marriage? How do I spot red flags, and how do I avoid them? If I know them, then maybe I may be able to avoid them. But a lot of the times when I get involved in relationships with people, talking and discussing relationships with people, I'm amazed at how many times the red flags, the danger signs are in the faces of these people, mostly women. And they just seem to not notice. They are ignorant, get emotionally attached, and feel like, okay, it's going to get better with time. It's really amazing. Abusive relationships can turn fatal. How do I spot abusive relationships? What are the danger signs? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And you know why? Because I love you so much, And I don't want you to ever find yourself in a relationship where you are being abused, whether you are a man or a woman. It's not a place to be. So how do I spot abusive relationships and how do I avoid them? Stay with me. I'll be right back. As human beings, we all are coming from different places, different backgrounds. Some of us have been hurt deeply where we're coming from. But it is no excuse for you to take your hurt, your pain, your disappointment on someone else. And that's why I always tell people, if you are in this place where you are dealing with certain problems, emotional problems, psychological problems, and you just got to find help. Maybe you were neglected as a child growing up, or you were unloved, you were abused yourself either emotionally or physically. You need to find help before you get into a relationship. You need to be whole. You need to be complete. You need to be sound in yourself. You need to have forgiven yourself. You need to have gotten past all the pain and all the hurt. No matter how much you max it, if you don't deal with it, if you don't heal from the pain and the abuse or whatever it is that you have experienced that is making you bitter and angry, if you do not deal with it, you will carry it into the lives of the people that will come into your life. And trust me, they will get hurt. So, what are the red flags to look out for if you are in a relationship with a guy and you are worried? What are the signs to look out for? Or you see these signs, you got to pay attention to them. The first one is lying. Yeah, lying. You know, in this current age where it seems like our moral compass has become all faulty, knowing right from wrong is something that has become so difficult today because the standard for morality and godliness and virtue has really dropped. That's a topic for another day. But if you find out in a relationship that your partner is in the habit of lying to you, says one thing, and then you get to find out much later that what he said doesn't correspond, or what she said doesn't correspond with the reality, you need to take a pause. You need to pull back. Lying isn't a good trait in a relationship. Trust is killed and a lot could go wrong. Lying is a red flag in an abusive relationship. Initially, it may not show up, but as time goes on, you will begin to find out that there is no more truth, there is no trust. If I could lie to you, it means I don't care about you. And if I don't care about you, it means I could hurt you. Lying, it's one trait to look out for in a relationship. People who lie in a relationship tend to be manipulative. They seek to control the other party because that's the essence of a lie. You want to gain control. You want to manipulate. Okay? So that's what lying does. And lying is one red flag in a relationship, especially if you find out it happens once, it happens twice. Somebody needs to talk about it. And if you cannot resolve it, please, maybe get a counselor or get to talk to someone who can help you out. Number 2, remember, red flags to look out for in an abusive relationship or a relationship that has the potential to become abusive. Number 2 is insults. How does your partner talk to you when you guys have disagreements? Does he or she go insultive, calling of names? And oftentimes when this happens, you will find the other partner or the culprit maybe coming around to apologize, to say, I'm sorry, oh, it never happen again, and stuff like that. Insults. Insults in a relationship will graduate into abuse, verbal abuse, and sometimes emotional abuse. So, insults. Does your partner insult you? Is he an abuser that always likes to call you names when you guys have misunderstandings? A lot of the times I see young couples who are seeing this red flag and they feel it will go away. Trust me, it's a red flag. Number 3. Before I go to number 3, let me give you a quote. And I need you to keep this at the back of your mind. There's a quote I stumbled online. It says, respect yourself enough to know you deserve the very best. Respect yourself enough to know you deserve the very best. And one way to place value on yourself is not tolerate your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancé, fiance, whatever you want to call it, calling you names and putting you down verbally. It's a red flag. Number 3, I hope you're still with me. Passive aggressive behavior. Passive aggression. Have you ever been in a situation where you have a disagreement with your partner and then someone goes, just goes blank, locks up for 2 days, 3 days, no communication, no talking? That's not a healthy place to be. One way to deal with disagreements in relationships is sit down, have a conversation about them. Bring it up on the table. Let's talk about this. Okay, if you make it for the first time, you don't have an headway. About the second time, about the third time. If it goes beyond 3 times, I'm worried that you're not in a healthy place. When someone begins to avoid direct communication, you see situations in marriages where a spouse, the wife will just come, drop the food on the table, walk away. Those traits were there even while you were courting, but someone did not pay attention. Okay, passive aggression. Another example of passive aggressive behavior are things like, making excuses for not having direct communication with you. Okay, blaming others for how I'm feeling right now. All right, playing the victim, always wanting to play the victim when you guys are having disagreements. That's not a healthy place to be in a relationship. Number 4, anger problems. This is a killer. Anger in relationship is a destroyer. But sadly, I've seen so many couples fall into this. Somebody has anger problems. Somebody throws tantrums, has a high temper, and you're watching it and you feel like, oh, okay, you get over it. No, anger is too fundamental for you to sweep under the carpet, especially the kind of anger that is often accompanied by physical outbursts. Okay, he may not have raised his hands on you yet, but he could get so angry he will smash the phone. He could get so angry he will smash the television. He could get so angry, he will literally pick up a chair and bash it against the windows. That's a dangerous place to be. And you could be there feeling like, okay, he's not hit me yet, but the fact that he doesn't have control over his emotions is a problem, is a red flag. And it's something that couples should sit down and talk about. And if you cannot address it in relationship anger issues, then please take a step back. Separate yourself, pull back a bit. Let the other partner know that, hey, I'm ready to walk away from this relationship if you do not do something about your anger issues. Compel your partner or your spouse. Remember, I'm talking about abusive relationship before they get into marriage, okay? Compel your partner to seek help, go for anger management counseling or something. Make sure he or she is able to address it. Do not sweep anger issues under the carpet. It's a time bomb going somewhere to happen. Stay with me. I'll be right back for more. Thank you. Hello everyone. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your comments. Till next time, keep loving.